How do you folks? We not happy. Test rode 2 bikes today for reviews. The reviews went fine, but I was trying to use 2 cameras. Excuse me. As I said in my experimental video the other day, I want to try running 2 cameras. I found some editing software I can use that looks fairly simple. I haven't tried it yet, so fingers crossed that might work. So I went out today. I had the GoPro on my helmet, doing a video and audio, and I had the cross tool mounted to the bikes on the handlebars to film me, so I could talk to camera like I have now. Didn't work. The footage from the cross tool was horrendous. The angle was wrong. All you had audio-wise was constant wind noise. You can't figure out what I'm filming or where, and lining it all up would be absolutely pointless and just absolute rubbish. What I'm going to do, I'm going to edit the footage I have for the 2 bikes, do the 2 reviews. Excuse me. It's this camera virus. Every time I put a camera on, I start coughing. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll edit the footage from both rides. I'll do the reviews, albeit be a single camera instead of twin camera. But I hope this is good enough. If it's not up to the usual standard, apologies. We will improve. Give me time. Okay? Right, I'm going to go. Cup of coffee time. Love this mug. And time to get back to the editing. Oh, mother. Right, take care all. Ride safe and have fun. Toodles.
Motor running, head on the highway, looking for adventure, whatever comes my way. Dennis Hopper, Henry Fonda, eat your heart out. Right folks, this is what we're taking out. It's the Benelli 502C, C for custom. There's also a TRK 502 and a TRK 502X. The TRK is like a sort of adventure style bike but road based. The X is off-road based. With a bit of luck I'll put up a couple of photos for you now so you can have a look at them. Now I have been offered test ride reviews on both these bikes. I've declined purely and simply because when I sat on them in the showroom I didn't like the feel of them. They weren't comfortable for me personally and I found them extremely heavy. So I figured any review I do on those bikes is going to be on a negative slant, which is unfair. Now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the bikes. I'm sure they're perfectly good bikes. But I personally didn't like them and I'm not going to review a bike that I don't like before I've even ridden it because it would be unfair. So, moving on. Right, sake of full disclosure, I do not get paid, sponsors or anything else to do these reviews. They're entirely off my own back and all the views aired in here are mine. I will state that Mr. Grumps does work for the M&P company, just so you know, which is partly why I get to do these reviews. Now, what we're going to do is have a little ride around on this one and see how we go. And hopefully all this will work with the twin cameras. Right, let's get going. Right, what have we got? It's a cruiser. I call it a Judge Dredd bike. Actually feels very big. Quite comfortable. At first, initially it's a bit of a stretch to the foot pegs because, well, they're all the way up there. But yeah, it seems alright. Bars are extremely wide. I think personally I'd wind the bars back a little towards me. I find that a little bit more comfortable. But obviously these are minor things you can adjust according to your shape and style. You know, I'm only 5'6", I got 30-inch inside leg. If you're a little taller you might find it a bit more comfortable. If you're a little shorter, maybe not so. Who knows? Excuse me. Here we go, the camera virus is back. Yeah, nice bike, comfy ride. Very odd getting my feet up on the foot pegs because they're forwards. As I've said before, I am not into cruisers at all, but this was one bike that intrigued me. Just purely from the looks, it looked interesting. So I thought, well, let's give it a go. Right, back brake. Yeah, back brake not very effective. Front brake's pretty good. But then, yeah, it's only done 61 miles. So, everything probably needs bedding in. Yeah. It's alright this. Right, a little run up the bypass. See how she goes. Oh, picks up well. Now I'm not pushing it at all because obviously it's brand new. Yeah, it picks up really well. Indicated 69 miles per hour. I can just about see the rev counter because of the sunlight on the glare. It looks like we're about 6,000 RPM at around 70. That's in 6th gear. Yeah, if you want a bike for cruising around A roads, B roads, I think this would be ideal. Suspension's a little bit firm. There's no adjustment on the front. I'm presuming preload on the rear, I haven't checked. But that's no bad thing. Helps the handling. It's not uncomfortable, don't get me wrong. Not quite sure how it would cope with the pillion, because the pillion seat is quite small. I know this one's got a rear rack on it. So the sissy bar rather. With a little pad on, so your passenger doesn't fall off. And I know if you remove it, because I've seen this on other people's reviews, it says Benelli underneath the seat that lights up, which is quite a cool little addition, you know. Nice little styling feature. This particular one is like a matte black and grey. There is a matte burgundy one in the shop, which is on discount. Price off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Yeah, this handles rather nicely. Well, that was 4th gear going through the roundabout at 30 miles an hour with no stress, no grumblings, nothing. The big question would be, could I live with it? Would I buy one myself? Yeah, I don't know. I like the look of it. I kind of like the styling and the riding position. I'll be honest, even though I'm not into cruisers, it does work well. If I had room in my garage to keep this as a spare bike, you know, a third one, possibly. Possibly, Mrs. Grumps, don't panic, not buying one, not yet. Right, I'll be a bit silly here. I'm going to go around the roundabout, just to try out the handling. Oh dear, picked the wrong way to go. The idiot's going this way as well. That's right, he's gone. Hey, this ain't bad. This is not bad at all. I know this is very childish, but I want to see how it handles going around roundabouts. It's a bit damp under tyre, so I can't really push my luck too much. And of course it's a brand new bike, so everything needs to bed in. But on a general basis it handles really well. No fear of scraping your pegs on the corners, which always worries some people. You know, you catch a foot, oh my god, and people tend to panic, especially if you're quite new to riding and you've never done it before. It may unnerve you. The last thing you want to be is nervous on a corner or a roundabout. This is my favourite one. Bottom end of the airport. I love this bend. And the 502 is doing it well. Yeehaw! So this is the Benelli 502C, the custom. Really nice bike, lovely to ride actually, funny enough. Oh, this is a funky gimmick I love. Check this out. It's a switchblade key. Come on, that's worth buying a bike for anyway. Sorry, I'm very childish, I know. Okay, so what have we got? I got my list ready just in case. Right, it's a parallel twin 500cc motorcycle. It's got 47 brake horsepower and 33 foot-pounds of torque. It weighs 217 kilos, the seat height of 750 millimeters. Fuel tank is 21 litres. It's got a 6-speed gearbox. It rides beautifully. I did notice on engine braking, when you're backing off for roundabouts and such like, you get quite a nice little burble off the exhaust, which is pretty cool. I like that. Now, as you can see, you've got some Benelli stamped radial brake calipers, 4-pot calipers, twin discs, wavy discs, big radiator, upside down forks, no adjustment, forward controls, and lots of, well, it's plastic, but it's nice looking engine protection stuff, which I think is pretty cool. The exhaust itself doesn't look too bad at all. Rear shock, I can't actually see an adjustment on there. I'm sure there is somewhere. Might be a preload adjuster. Quite a nice swing arm. You can't really see it very well, but it's like a tubular twin spar swing arm. Single disc on the back, obviously. Not too fussed on the tailpiece. I do not like that design personally. I mean, to mount your number plate up here would look much nicer. If you remove this backrest, by the way, it does say Benelli up there, which is pretty cool. Built-in hugger. See, nice bike. Not too sure if a pillion would be very happy sat up there. It's not what you call a large pillion seat. Who knows? Depends on the size of your pillion, I suppose. Obviously, forward controls. There's quite a long link bar there, which may explain, I don't know if you can see this, quite a bit of movement in the lever before it actually engages gears. Takes a little bit of getting used to. On top, headlights, pass light at the front, indicators, horn, start button, engine kill switch, hazards. That says set, which I presume is to do with the dashboard. There we are, digital dash, all your usual idiot lights, trip meters. Let's have a look. Ah yeah, that adjusts the trip meter. Yeah, she's done 83.7 miles total. Wow. There's your rev counter, speedo, gear indicator, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. Now apparently, when you go into night mode, the fuel gauge jumps to this side. Pretty cool. Very wide bars, as I said, easily adjustable. For me, they might need to come back a tiny bit. Big comfy fuel tank, you know, your legs wrap around it nicely. The seat is quite wide. By here, when you're stood still, it is quite a wide seat. Takes a bit of getting used to. All lights are LED. I think the front end looks pretty cool. That's it. It's a pretty basic machine. It rides beautifully. I think it looks really nice. It's a stunning looking bike. Like I said, I've got a 30-inch inside leg, and I find those pegs are a little bit of a stretch, but I'm not used to custom cruisers and such like. I'm used to my foot pegs being more back here somewhere. So I suppose given time I would get used to it and I'd be happy with it. He says hopefully. If I remember correctly, and I'll put this up on the screen what I saw in the shop, I think they come in at 5799 on the road for this model, I believe. The matte maroon one, which I really like the colour of, that's been reduced. I think it's just 4699 on the road at the moment in the shop on offer. So they're not expensive bikes. Less than £6,000 on the road. 500 twin. Looks like the Diavel. I would say its closest rival, I'll get the words out eventually. I would say its closest rival would be the Honda Rebel 500. Which do you prefer? That's the question. Which one works out the best price for you? Let's get back to doing some more riding. Oh, I love that little pop and burble off the exhaust like my BM does it. Ooh, it goes through the corners well. Nice. There we go. Do you want a middleweight cruiser? Yes. Do you want an A2 licence compliant middleweight cruiser? Yes. Do you want to spend about £6 on one? Yes. There you go. Job done. It'll do you. I think for a first big bike, if you like, for want of a better phrase, first step into cruisers, or if you just want a cruiser but you don't really want to go down the route of the Harleys or the very large, heavy, expensive machines that are out there, this is ideal. Right, anyway folks, I'm off ski. Let's hope this all works. If it don't, I'm going to look like a right nana. Catch you all soon. Be safe, ride safe, and have fun. Toodles! See, we can use a bus lane. Na 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 na.